Hey lovely humans, and welcome back for another video. Today's video is a slick back bun tutorial. A couple of people have asked over on my Instagram if I would do a tutorial for this, and I've kind of just not for ages, so I thought I'd finally do it. I'm just back from work. My hair is not quite as greasy as I wanted it to be, which of course the one time you want it to be greasy, it's not. Most of the time, I literally come home back from work and it's just like dripping in grease. But today, of course, it's not. But anyway, so I always just start with brushing my hair. This is literally a hairbrush. Like, it's actually, oh, this isn't, I've got one that actually has my name on it because I got these hairbrushes when I was literally like a child. From Penny's, I'm pretty sure. My mum probably got them for us like in our stockings or something. But yeah, so just brush my hair out. I had curls in it the last kind of couple of days. Still kind of, actually still kind of looks alright. So usually I kind of do this hairstyle on a day where it's a little bit kind of past acceptable, but I'm actually going out to meet some friends, so I thought it'd be a good time to do it. So I usually start off with this, which is the Alvive extraordinary oil, excuse me, which is also like a heat protectant, but it kind of is like a shine thing. And usually like it wouldn't make my hair oily. Like I don't use it that often, but I do use it for this, and I kind of like do probably a good 2, 3, maybe 3 pumps even, just to like, because like you kind of almost want it to make it oily in this situation. So like my hands are literally wet with oil. I always start at the bottom, just, you know, so you don't soak the top too badly, but, and then I kind of just start gradually kind of running my fingers through it with the oil. So you will kind of get a little bit oily looking, which is the aim. It's a good thing for this hairstyle. You actually kind of want your hair to be greasy, like literally the greasier the better. So if you are like a 3-day hair person, you can do this for a day 3. Maybe you're trying to extend your hair. It's a great hairstyle for extending your hair to make it last longer, and because you can obviously do it on a dirty hair day. So if you have a dirty hair day, say on your 4th day or something, you could do this hairstyle and you're not like stressing about your hair being greasy, because I hate my hair being greasy, like unless it's obviously intentional, if you know what I mean. Like I hate having dirty hair. Not even just how it looks, it's just like the feel. I hate how it feels. It's just a horrible feeling. So I also have my kind of version of a tangle teaser. This is the kind of good for the smoothing and everything. So you can kind of see it is sort of like looking kind of greasy-ish and oily and shiny. So then I get some mousse. This is a mega hold mousse. I think, to be honest, the oil is definitely good for it. In regards to like the specific products I use, I'm not really sure if they're like the best options, partially because I only really recently-ish started doing this hairstyle, so I'm sure there are other ones. And also I feel like you could probably use anything. I feel like you kind of have to adapt to what your hair does, and what your hair likes, and you know, because like if you have really shiny like smooth hair anyway, you kind of won't really need much of this, but if you don't, you might need loads of it. So I actually often just put it onto my tangle teaser, and I kind of like start to brush it, because although the bottoms need it, it's mainly the top, and I kind of start to just brush it through the hair, just so it kind of goes in. I feel like kind of like not like naturally, but like it doesn't just make a big clump. It kind of almost like, because you're brushing it through, it kind of doesn't harden straight away, which is handy. But it also kind of wets it a bit, so then it's handier to get into position. So I'll probably do a little bit more at the back. So I feel like this part is probably quite important, just to get it ready almost for it. Right, so that's fairly kind of soaked in at the top. I might add some more in a while. So then the next thing I get is this brush. This brush, which again, everything, I'm so bad at clearing the hair out of my hairbrushes. Like literally I left a brush by mistake at my mum's house one day, and she was like, I cleaned your brush for you, it was disgusting. And I was like, okay mum, savage. So this is a Boar hairbrush, and this kind of seems to be the trick when it comes to getting this super smooth. Like, do you see how like when I brush it, it just like super smooths it out. This, I don't think, as Boar hairbrushes go, I don't think this is an amazing one. It's not strong enough. Like the bristles are very bendy, so I feel like it's not like I can't really get through it well enough. I feel like it kind of stops functioning properly like too fast, if that makes sense. But this is a really handy one for getting that really smooth, getting all of those like flyaways, all of those kind of things really into it. It's like I feel like this part is really important just for like really getting all that smoothing. So once that's all in and you're fairly smooth, like I feel like in some ways it almost like already should be kind of sitting like back on your head. You know what I realized? I literally forgot hair bobbins, like literally the most important thing. Hair bobbins. These are the kind of types of hair bobbins I use. They're kind of like a, they're not like that like classic kind of single elastic. They're kind of like a ribbed, almost like when they flatten, they kind of flatten out. They're almost like a rib top in like elastic form, and these are the kind of bobbins I like the most. It's just my preference. I just feel like they are kind of the most gentle on the skin. So then I start off just by literally just moving everything kind of towards a ponytail. Obviously if you have shorter hair this might be a little bit more difficult, but again I think just the more like you just use more product if you need more, like especially if you have front hairs as well. Like a lot of my front hairs have actually got longer now, so they go in much better, but at the beginning they were a little bit shorter, and so they were sometimes a little bit hard to get in. So then I kind of just start, I go usually back in with this because the Tangle Teaser is really great for like getting that real like strong kind of slick back, and then the Boar hairbrush is really good for just like smoothing it out, because obviously the Tangle Teaser goes really nice and like deep into the hair. So great. Right, I'm gonna turn around so you guys can see how the back's looking. But obviously at the back you kind of smooth it all out. Sorry, I was literally doing that go workout there. And you smooth it all out, try to get it. A lot of the time it will depend on your hair and if you have any like cow's licks or anything as to like what direction it might go and the parts that are hard. I sometimes find like right that like back part there can sometimes get like bumpy, but it does depend just on the day sometimes and maybe how I slept on it, or it's basically just like use the product to kind of force it to go where you want it. So then I often will go back in with the Boar hairbrush just over the top just to really like give that super smooth look. And then once you're kind of happy with how smooth it is, you can of course go back and fix it after. So don't like worry that it has to be too perfect. Like I try to get it as perfect as I can before I tie it, but you can always go back with a comb or something. And then I just tie it as tightly as I possibly can, just in a hair tie, right, just in a ponytail. And the last one's always so hard to get through, but it's so important to get it as tight as you can. Oh gosh, I'm literally sweating doing this. So one thing when it comes to obviously blonde hair, I do always think blonde hair looks so different like in a slick back bun, because when it comes to like dark hair, like a lot of the time dark hair like it's all the same color, whereas obviously like with blonde hair a lot of the time you have a lot more color within your hair, different like shades and variations of color, so often you can kind of see that more, and sometimes that almost makes it seem like it's not as like, you know, but don't worry about that. So then sometimes after that there's still sometimes a few flyaways and things just like floating around, so I often go back in. This is just one I got, it's like a putty, a matte putty, Stop and Stare Messed Up Styles. It's kind of like, I'm pretty sure the man's like hair gel, but it is like this kind of consistency, like it's kind of like gel, like it's quite jelly, like it's quite runny. Like I don't want it to be too like putty-esque, because if it's too hard then it can be a little bit harder to use. So I usually just kind of rub it between my fingers, get a bit warm, and then basically just like as lightly as I possibly can put it in areas that say I've got some flyaways or just basically, yeah, mainly just flyaways, because to be honest that's kind of the biggest like failure, well not failure, but the biggest thing that's annoying with this hairstyle is like trying to get all of those flyaways. And in reality during the day flyaways are gonna come regardless of what you do. Like you can do everything you can and you're still gonna end up with like a flyaway, do you know? But getting as many as you can down is just super nice feeling. So then sometimes I would go back. I'm always so nervous about doing that because I hate ruining the smooth in other places, like at the back or whatever. But yeah, I might kind of re-smooth some areas just with the Boar hairbrush. You can get these in like more of a comb style, which is probably something I will try to get. And I know you can get them just on like Boots or basically any of those places you can buy them. So then I have this. So there's a few different ways you can obviously do your bun. So often I will do just a twisted tie one, and it'll be really kind of simple and twisted, real slick. Like even the bun will still be quite slicked, and I do really like how that looks. I think it's just really simple. It's slightly more kind of smart looking maybe, but I do really like it. It's so easy as well. Like you saw me like literally just like twist it around and put an extra bobbin over it, and it's literally like done. And it just looks great. It looks so put together. But I think like you can very much do it with like certain style outfits, and I just think it works so well because it's got that real like model off duty kind of look to it. But I feel like you can still do it with really like casual things and it still looks really cool. But then there's another way sometimes I might do my my back bun. So sometimes I might do a slightly more messy kind of bun look, so it's even more casual and even more relaxed, and it feels even like more effortless, and it's just like, oh yeah, I just threw it back there, you know. But yeah, I really like both ways. I think they both work. Another thing I often do is I might just have the ponytail and I might just leave it as a ponytail. Sometimes I might do a plait out of it, which I actually really love as well. It's got kind of like a sporty feel to it, which I really like. But again, it's just like, it's basically the same thing. Like the whole concept is still exactly the same. So then usually to finish off, I usually go in with some hairspray. This is like a flexible hold one, which I quite like. It just doesn't feel as like sticky or something like on my head. And then usually just kind of do a bit around, and then I usually kind of pat down everything after as well. I don't find the end of like breathing in hairspray so much. Like never mind about like it going in the eyes, but like breathing it in. So yeah, then that's kind of, often it's around the ears. That's my slick back vibe. It's so easy, like it's so simple. And like the more you do it, the more you kind of get the hang of it, and like the quicker and quicker you'll be able to do it as well. And it's just so easy. It's out of the way. Like I love wearing this for anything. So if like, for example, we did photos for a wedding last weekend, wore this hairstyle because you look like together, but it's like out of the way. Do you know? Like I even wore this hairstyle to a wedding, and I just did like full face of makeup and then like slick back, and my dress was like quite high neck, and it was just really like glam. And so I feel like that's one cool thing about this hairstyle is it's like so versatile. You can do glam, you can do casual. Like I feel like this is completely fine with this. I even do this like joggers, and like it's very then like model off duty kind of vibes, and I just love it. I think it's just such a fab hairstyle. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this was helpful. In my mind, I don't really think I like know anything mind-blowing, but it's fantastic. So I hope you try it and let me know how you get on, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.